This morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so last but not least, the Waimāero Fendalton-Waimairi-Harewood Community Board Report to Council, presented by Sam McDonald, Chair of the Board. Sam, thank you for waiting.
No worries.
The benefit of being last, of course, is you get to hear everybody else speak first.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for waiting, and looking forward to receiving your report now.
Excellent. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for the chance to come in and present. We're going to do it a wee bit differently today in that I'll run through a couple of things. David's going to touch on the cricket, and then Marianne's going to touch on Odyssey House for us as well. Look, I'll take the report as read. You'll see we've used a lot of community board delegations, as you'd expect, throughout the month. Of note, particularly, are the Emergency Response Fund, which was set up in the wake of obviously the terrorist attack, and we've had 2 applications in for that already. So it is turning out to be quite useful for our community. There's a couple of other ones there around Cam Place or Pasadena Reserve, which has been a long ongoing issue, I guess, for our community. We've resolved as a board that they can, should the residents wish to proceed with that, apply for resource consent, but we've certainly encouraged them to go through the duty planner first. The other one, just worth noting, I guess, on those delegations, is that we had a joint meeting with the Riccarton Hornby Hallsville Community Board last week to install some bus stops. And it was actually one of the first meetings in a while where I think everyone left happy, which is always a really good sign. So if we go through the first one I'll touch on is Greers Road and Memorial Ave. And I just wanted to bring this to your attention because it was something that has had a bit of feedback. And I think, as I understand, that the Mayor's had a letter, and so has Pauline as well, regarding it. Look, I think with this, we had both big schools right on that intersection come to us and say they don't agree with the staff proposal. And certainly as someone that really values the input of our community, I wasn't going to go against what they said. We're really confident that staff will go away and do some more work on that. I think they got the message loud and clear from the meeting, but I just wanted to push that to you today to say that we haven't turned our back on that intersection. Staff will go away and do stuff, but I certainly, as chair of our board, and I know other members felt we weren't going against 2 schools which literally have thousands of children at them going through there every day. So I'd take their advice over traffic experts any day in something like that. So the next one is just to update you briefly on the Bishopdale Library, and again this is something that's been in the media. That was closed for about 10 days to undertake some repairs to the concrete floor, which wasn't ideal. But look, it's been fixed now, and we've got the right outcome, and it's back up and operating. So it's just worth noting for that. David, do you want to touch on the cricket?
So the cricket, obviously Elmwood Park, the home of the Old Boys Collegians Cricket Club. They've going out to consultation at the moment regarding moving their clubhouse. So the building the current building is looked to be totally removed and and slightly shifted and turned on a bit of an angle, which would give a better viewing perspective. What this also does is it moves the cricket nets, or if accepted and permission given, would move the cricket nets to the other side of the park, closest to where the Bridge Club and the Petonk people are, which would be a greater asset for the park, and also reduce the amount of instances of flying cricket balls hitting pedestrians and people walking their dogs, etc. in that area. So it's quite an exciting project in our patch.
Cool, thanks David. Marianne, do you want to touch on Odyssey House, our group of the month?
Yep, thanks Sam. So our group of the month this month is Odyssey House, which is actually a metropolitan organisation, but they are based in Greers Road and Burnside, so we're stealing them. But it's also a good opportunity because you guys don't necessarily get the opportunity that often to hear back of some of the really good success stories that come out of metropolitan funding. So as you'll know, Odyssey House is a residential drug and alcohol treatment centre. A wee while ago they started up a small carpentry social enterprise where residents were making various things, including picnic tables, which council have previously purchased and put in our parks and reserves. So in September last year I was approached by Switched On, which is the company that has the contract to do the repairs and maintenance for Housing New Zealand. They were having great difficulty in sourcing a company that could make the old wooden window sashes, because they do a replace like for like with their repairs. And they'd heard about Odyssey House and they were really keen to work in partnership and support a social enterprise, which was great news for us. So the thing standing in their way really was a bit of machinery that's actually needed to create the window sashes, which is called a spindle moulder. I've learned all about spindle moulders. So with a small investment through a grant from the Metro Discretionary Response Fund, Odyssey House Trust were able to purchase a spindle moulder and switched on. You'll see the picture at the top there, have been providing all the necessary training. That was one of their first workshops they had with the residents. And the bottom picture is the first window sash off the production line. And they've now got the contract to supply those sashes to Switched On to do all those repairs and replacements as they come up. So it's a really good example of how a really small investment has actually ended up having a huge benefit in terms of the ongoing sustainability of a social enterprise. And for the residents, it means they're not only generating a small income from the work they're doing, but they're learning new skills and most importantly, getting work experience. So for when they leave Odyssey House and transition back into their communities, that's absolutely crucial in terms of finding employment. So it's kind of been a win-win all over, really, and just wanted to highlight that to you to show that, the funding is really going to good use.
Great, thanks Marianne, and look, that concludes our presentation, but we thought it was really useful for Marianne to do that because David and I would probably give you the 3 points on the PowerPoint, whereas I think she's been able to actually tell the full picture. So we do appreciate you allowing us to do that.
Great, thank you very much. And that was a really positive, good news story to end on, actually. So thanks for doing that. That does leave us a little bit of time for questions, if indeed there are questions. Pauline.
I'm sorry, you might have done this when I was out of the room, but in you had the joint meeting about the Waimāero Gres Road bus stop. Had any result from that meeting?
Yeah, we did. That was one of the ones I said we had. It's one of those meetings where everyone went away happy. So we got good positioning of bus stops right along there, and it was a good outcome. So all sorted.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tim.
Do you guys have the same issue with your library as South did with regards to disabled access to the computers?
Yes.
Or short people having difficulty
Yeah,
to them?
we do. Yeah, and I think it was an issue that's been raised, was it last month here as well, around potentially the new library, so we've asked for a wee bit of information on that.
Yeah, and Carolyn's actually been mentioning it for 6 years, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jamie, you're happy to move this? Yep. Seconder, Aaron. All those in favour say aye. Against? That's carried. Thank you very much.
Great.